Going live. And we're live.
Did I beat the clock?
You did. You got the just in time.
Awesome.
So welcome to episode 2 of season 2. Our statistician just walked in.
She's a little camera shy, so she does a great job getting our stats. Unfortunately, tonight intern Tyler will not be with us.
Correct.
Which kind of saddens me a little bit because
that means
you really carried the chat last time. So so hopefully people who are watching, which I'm sure is
they're just getting there.
A whopping
traffic.
Whopping zero. I don't know.
I'm moving this forward.
Are you?
Yeah, so they see us more.
Watch it.
Good?
Yeah, that's good. Wow, you didn't fall over this time.
No.
Right.
All right. So, season 2, episode 2.
Yes. So
let's get into it.
By the way.
Yes.
How do you see us live?
I don't.
I don't either, but we are, according to that. Are we? I think so, right? Yeah. Time's moving.
We're live. Still trying to work everything out, of course. Oh, it is. Look. So right here.
Sometimes I hate
It's
technology.
on live. Yeah, I see it now.
Oh, what, you have it on there?
Sometimes I hate it's on live.
Whoa, easy.
I suppose it now.
Oh, what, you have it on there? Whoa.
All right, so there it is.
Oh, okay.
I see live.
So maybe I should. All right. So while I'm doing this.
Yes.
For this week we're going to kind of switch it up a little bit. So we're going to start with wrestling, and then with track. Because last week I think we did an hour and like 25 minutes of track and about 5 minutes of wrestling.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's what the viewers want. I think they want to hear more about wrestling.
So let's do it.
I'm actually being very sarcastic about that.
They all want track.
Maybe not. We are. Let's see. Did I do it?
You're in.
Did you like that already?
No.
Oh, we actually have. Oh, there's 3 likes. Oh, all right. Now we have an audience of 3.
Of 3 likes. But no one's here. It's just 3 likes.
All right, cool. So let's start off with. I don't know. Do you want to bring back what we did last season and do like this day in history? Or you want to go? All right. So
I know you have a few already ready.
Well, kind of ready.
I know recently. I don't remember how many years ago it was, but it was with Hulk Hogan versus Brock Lesnar, and I was watching that match back for a little bit. Lesnar gets him in this huge bear hug to win by submission, and I think that it was only the second person to make Hogan tap out, but he didn't really tap out. They did the whole bring your arm down 3 times. Hogan's arm went down the 3rd time, and the ref called it.
Yes, so that's what I kind of put up now.
Oh, look at that.
So Lesnar became. So this was a day ago. So we're off a day. It's fine. But when there's good stuff that happens around the time, even if it's not the day of when we do this, it's still relevant.
Yeah, of course.
So just like like you were saying before, so it was 19 years ago yesterday, which is just scary to me.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at you look at a Hulk Hogan that's still wrestling at the time, or just ending his career, I guess, at that point. And Brock Lesnar, who's so young and still wrestling now, which is so bizarre to see that stuff 19 years later. So here's what I was reading. So here's the caption. So Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman defeats Hulk Hogan via referee stoppage, like you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
Lesnar became only the second WWE wrestler to defeat Hogan by submission stoppage after Kurt Angle and the first to defeat Hogan by having the match called. Following the match, Lesnar continued to beat on Hogan, leaving him bloody and unconscious in the ring. It would be Hogan's final appearance in WWE until the following January.
Wow.
Well, I mean, the guy was getting pretty old then.
Yeah.
Sure, need some well-needed R&R between his matches.
Completely.
By agreeing to lose to Lesnar, Hogan wanted to be the one who eventually beats Lesnar for the undisputed title when he returned, but Vince McMahon absolutely refused. Also, McMahon wanted to bring Hogan back for a rematch against Lesnar at Survivor Series in Madison Square Garden, but Hogan turned it down because he didn't want to lose to Lesnar again. So
I think it's kind of funny hearing all that on how much kind of an ego he had, Hogan.
But it's Hogan.
Yeah.
You can't really take that away from him.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand. But at the same time, you got guys now like John Cena and all these older guys now, which is weird again. they don't want to. Some guys, I'm not saying it's John Cena, but guys like this that don't want to lay down for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to do. They don't give a crap about what they want. They just want to do what's best for them. But you look at a guy's career who's been that's 2002, so that's already 20 years later.
Yeah.
From when
Very
he was getting
career.
really popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think it's time that you move along and
Yes.
maybe help out a little, especially since Lesnar is
And he,
I don't know, 25 there.
yeah,
I don't even
let's
know.
say early 20s.
Something like that. That's bizarre to me, but you're right. Like that's just so weird to see that he wouldn't lay out for him. Not they would lay out, but give him a good match. But just understand
But
that.
Yeah, but that's almost part of it too. But I feel like Hogan by then he was pretty old. He's on the way out. I feel for him to win, like it just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, but that goes along with like, all right, like example like Goldberg now, like enough's enough already.
Yeah.
I get it. He was great, like
Many
20-something years ago.
Yeah,
I get it. They get Goldberg back because they want butts in the seats,
completely.
and which it helps. But at the same time, you're paying a guy all this money. You want this guy to come in and wrestle, but he's not putting on quality matches. The guy can't wrestle more than 5 or 6 minutes at a time. It becomes disappointing. But again, people watch, people go and see it, people pay and see it. They, and Vince McMahon continues to pay these guys, which is just, I don't know, it's just bizarre to me.
Because I guess he sees some outcome with it. He sees that's going to pay off. But
how long can you do that for?
You just keep on trying till you almost can't, and then the guys now, some of them like what we were talking about before. You have Edge, you have Rey Mysterio. They're both back pretty much full time.
Yeah.
If not full time, they're in there a lot. They had some time away, and now they're kind of coming back.
Well, that's the thing too. Like you see, like Edge. Obviously, we didn't have Edge for like a good 9? Was it 9 years? 9 years since he retired the first time, and then he, for him to come back now, it's almost like we were robbed those 9 years that he wasn't around that we could have watched him wrestle. And fortunately for us, we got to watch him in his prime. But it's nice to see guys like that. I feel like that's a little different story.
Mm-hmm.
Rey Mysterio has always been Rey Mysterio. I don't think he's really lost too much of a step because he's still doing all the crazy stuff
he
did before. But like Goldberg.
I feel like when we were younger and those older guys would come back, it was really awesome.
Yeah.
And like we got off our seats and actually cheered and all that. Now I feel it's like I want something different.
Especially younger people than us. Like we were fortunate enough, and we say it all over again. Like we are fortunate enough to be able to live through the Attitude Era and the '90s of the old wrestling styles and all that stuff, like the good storylines, like that type of stuff. Nothing now compares to that. So I mean, I guess we gotta get spoiled with that. But when these guys come back, we like it's cool, but like we watch these guys at their prime. Like
we saw the original.
Yeah, exactly.
Now it's like,
it's hard to swallow now. It is what it is. But hopefully now with a rival company, like I think we were discussing last time, the rival company now we can kind of see where that's going to go when two of the most popular wrestlers in WWE in the last decade are now going to be in a rival company, more than likely.
And even I think someone else that just was released very recently, Bray Wyatt.
Well, yeah.
But
I don't think. Did you read anything about him going? I don't think he's going to wrestle for a while. At least that's my opinion.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure exactly what the situation is, but I do feel like if he's going to wrestle, he'll probably be out AEW.
Well, I would think so. I mean, companies like TNA and Ring of Honor, I don't think they're going to pay to get that guy in there, depending on what it is. But again, WWE does these weird things. Look at Samoa Joe. Everyone was like in an uproar with Samoa Joe because he was doing such an awesome job in commentary. And then he was there at WrestleMania, and then he was gone.
That's it. Yep.
But then you bring him back on NXT, which is fine. But now you bring him back, and now he's back in the ring, and now he's feuding, and then he was an enforcer. I'm like, I don't understand some of these storylines sometimes.
It goes back and forth so much, and nothing's really set until you go out there.
We
said it last week.
Yeah, and Finn Balor coming back. Okay, cool. What's happening with him?
Well, he's got a match at WrestleMania for the belt.
Next WrestleMania.
No, whenever it is.
Whenever it is.
He has a match against the champion. He won the Rumble. You don't remember?
You talking about my video game?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
The stuff that matters.
We should play that live next time.
Oh,
We should have a TV in the background and everyone just watch us play video games.
That's funny.
Oh, look. Our chat's lighting up.
No, it's not. But yeah, so all those older guys coming back, I just don't see it as much as the appeal to it. But I think in the same way, if you're certain people come back, you are going to get butts in the seat. So now that you can actually have people there, it gives them more reason.
Yeah. I mean, I think WWE is trying way too hard.
Yeah.
Just, there's some like the first Raw after the first Raw with live an audience. I think we discussed last time. Was good. Like that's how it should be. You should be like should have a good product every Monday, and keep everybody interested. But then after that, it just seems like it goes just right back to what it usually is. It's like no one understands why. Everyone's questioning why things are done certain ways, and I just don't understand why they would do that. And it's like they said, both companies are not really rivaling each other, but in a sense they are.
Yeah.
They release guys, WWE, and then AEW usually picks up those guys and lets them do whatever they want.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the product there is a lot better to watch.
Yeah.
It seems like because you can do anything you want,
and
it's. I don't know if you watched it recently. I've been watching a couple matches, and I think was Aleister Black wrestled Cody Rhodes the other day. It was awesome, great match. Like I think I would like watching good quality matches like that. I feel like WWE has just too many storylines and not as much wrestling anymore. Almost very soap opera-ish.
Yes, I feel like someone almost writes the match saying, "Hey, here's what you're going to do. You're going to do this," and go back and forth. While AEW, the guys there that actually get to put out what they do best, wrestling, and that's it. It goes from there.
Showcase that talent.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Braun Strowman going to go? AEW didn't sign him, but now WWE is interested in re-signing him again.
Yeah.
I think the reason was because he was making too much money. I think he had over a $1 million contract.
Really?
Yeah. I think it was $1.2 million he was getting paid. It might have been we'll let this guy go because we're not going to pay him that. We'll bring him back and renegotiate a contract with him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that is a lot of money for a guy that you're not really doing anything with.
But I feel like that's on them.
Right.
If you're paying him that much, then do something with him.
Right. Look at Randy Orton. Randy Orton's worth every penny, and he's literally has not been relevant for
his whole career.
Really. I mean, the only thing I can really think of is the WrestleMania we went to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Orton, Sheamus, and Big Show.
Is that first the Shield?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of his off years of not being as relevant, but the guy's been so consistent. And he's probably making I don't know, $3 million, $4 million. I'm not sure.
Something like that.
If only we had a statistician that would just chime in and tell us.
No.
Lila's
not here.
No. It is what it is. But are you gonna look it up?
Yeah.
Or is Layla looking up? You're emailing Layla, right?
Well, she's probably gonna find out because I'm having one pause.
So while Layla's doing her job, while you're when you're doing it,
well, so Layla just got back very quickly.
Oh, did you
see? She's coming right in now.
Oh, look at that.
Right. Okay. So she just said it's estimated he's 1.1 million annual, but his salary stands at 2.7, which includes the pay-per-view, merchandise, royalty, stuff like that. So it might just be, contract is 1.1, but all of the bonuses gets him to 2.7.
This is crazy.
Which, yeah.
And he's at the point of his career where he can pretty much do whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Come as he pleases and all that stuff. Ask Layla what John Cena's making right now.
Yeah, that's to it.
All right. Let me.
How does you take a guess? How much do you think he makes?
A guess? I'm gonna say 3.5.
For how many months?
10 months.
So according to Forbes,
is that who you call Layla?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what Layla said. Cena highest paid. Okay, this is back in 2016 when he ranked in $9.5 million. That's including salary and merchandise. So this was updated like in end of June, but back in 2016, that's what he's making. So I would say it's pretty accurate.
$9 million.
I could see it.
It's a great picture.
Yes. So it would just send me like a whole link. Oh,
wow.
that's all it's for. Zoom too many.
Oh, I've seen that.
So
I think Layla just sent that in an email before to me.
there's too many to actually look at here.
Well,
They gave us like the top 55 highest paid wrestlers, and it's going to take a while to get there. But as we're going for that, yeah, I think in one of the matches recently, two of the people in there, one was the champ, and I think the other person was getting like double the salary. And we were saying, I forget which match it was, but it was like if this person's a champ, they should be making a lot more.
all right, if you're going to trust a person to put the belt on and carries
Yes.
the company, you should be able to pay that person a little bit.
Mhm.
Like, I mean, you can put in Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre carried the whole company through the pandemic. He did it with no fans, no nothing, carried them right through it. And like, I would even wonder what he makes, because you're talking about a guy who is going to be the man, didn't really turn out to be anything.
Mhm.
Let him go, came back, even like just bigger force than he ever was, and actually now a character everyone actually enjoys and is more of a fan favorite. That looks like a look of concern on your face.
It is, because it came up with something different. So Drew McIntyre signed a 1 year $900,000 with Toronto Maple Leafs. So this isn't
That might be the wrong Drew
Yeah.
McIntyre.
So the chosen one net worth is around $1.5 million. So that's not even his annual salary.
It was net worth.
So it might be like 500,000.
Yeah, like stuff like that. He might be like guys like him might be getting like around seven. I'll
Yeah.
say about 700,000 somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
Because like you look at guys like the Revival, they were offered, or even Gallo and Anderson, I think were also signed contracts before they were let go. Where I think both teams were getting around 700. Oh, what we got here? Robert Frazier, little Robbie Frazier has joined us, which means he's with intern Tyler. So, hi, new fan here, big wrestling guy with a quick query. Have you two ever wrestled each other?
Well,
See, I like this interaction. If more people just watched and asked us questions, we'd stop what we were talking about and just answer them.
and actually answer.
Because, we have that time.
We do.
We don't get paid for this.
We got lots of time.
Absolutely.
We bill about a minute over here.
Tyler, correct. Yes.
Oh, right.
I knew Tyler. Tyler always comes through.
He does.
Always. Intern Tyler's going to move himself up in this very small company of 3 people.
He might be like minor CEO.
We get steak in the podcast. You can
Yes.
buy Tyler for, I don't know, what are we worth now? A couple bucks? No. All right.
No, we're still owing money on places. We're not worth
This
anything.
equipment set us back a little bit.
Yes. Still trying to.
All right. So, so have you two ever wrestled each other? Yes. We can put a link. But Robbie was there when we wrestled, right? I mean, you had how long ago? It was 2013?
Probably.
So we're talking, 7, 8 years ago? So I guess so. I mean, he had to be a camp for that.
Robbie, were you asking because like, were you there at that show, at that match?
It was 2013, wasn't it? Or was it 12? I don't know what comes in first, either this or that.
That one up top. So, yeah. So we had a nice little wrestling match where it was a fatal 4-way. The two of us and 2 of our other good friends. We did not have any ropes. Our wrestling ring was basically like not even a high jump match, just like a thin layer that would go on top of the high jump mat.
Something that was probably not the right thing to wrestle.
Definitely not.
Because it would have probably killed us.
Yeah, we definitely walked away with some injuries. I think all of us.
I know I did.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, because I'm always hurt. So that's, well, actually, you know what I'm doing right now?
Finding it.
Well, I found it because it's on YouTube. Let's see. That actually has 483 views. 2012.
All right. Oh, 2012.
We got 4 thumbs up
9 years
for
ago.
that match. No thumbs down though.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna put that in the chat for no one.
For two fans,
Two
two
people.
watchers.
But I remember distinctly I picked you up for a body slam, and as I landed, my knee also gave out, and I landed on the knee at the same time. So I had to wrestle the rest of the match with one leg because I was just hobbling around. So getting to our spots was a little difficult, and trying to do certain spots was rather difficult. I mean, you got pretty beat up, pretty whipped.
Yeah. And that body slam, I think, was early on too.
Yeah, it was. If I go back into the match, it's on. It's running now, but I'm not going to watch it because it brings back too many bad memories. But yeah, we had a couple of spots against each other. I think the main spots were you and Billy for the most of it. And you and Billy put on a much better show than of spots together.
I remember a bunch of chair shots.
Yes, that's the one thing I regret not getting on the film was getting a chair shot to the head, and then the whole chair exploding.
Yes,
because all you hear in the background is "oh," but then I don't see anything.
Yeah. To be very fair, our videographer had no idea what was going on.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because we didn't say anything to her.
Yeah, I know.
We're like, hey, just kind of, just film it.
Wow, sounds like a great match. Given your experience, you definitely won, right?
Now, given whose experience?
Well,
well,
at the time, we both probably had very similar experiences.
I don't think. No, you were already in a match by then.
What do you mean?
You had your
my backyard wrestling
yeah.
thing. Yeah, I mean that was really
flying Hawaiian.
Flying Hawaiian.
Because I didn't start yet.
That's true.
So you had the experience one.
But wasn't I? We were trying to figure out who was going to win that match. You remember? I think we rock paper scissors all 4 of us to see who would win, and it was down to me and Carlo to see who would actually win. And then I lost, and knew that going into it's weird going. I don't know how you deal with it sometimes, but I feel like it's just so weird going into a match where you. By the way, we're down a watcher.
That's right.
I don't know what happened there.
Knowing you're going to lose.
It's like knowing you're going to lose this match. It's so weird. Chair shots, more like back shots. Am I right?
Back shots.
I don't know. Intern Tyler's starting to. I don't know.
Creep me out.
Did you get?
I don't know what that.
Tyler, did you get into something you weren't supposed to?
Back shots.
This guy gets it.
I don't know.
This is all we're gonna have all night. It's just gonna be questions from these 2.
That's all right. Bring him on. That's good.
That's good. Robbie, make sure go talk to your family. Tell your family to turn this on. Tyler, you too. I don't understand. We got 3 watchers, and 2 of them are us.
And 0 wives.
and one, yeah, well.
Yes, but to going back to that, going in, knowing you're going to lose, it's kind of, I don't know. I never thought it was like strange or anything because I always felt like it's really just you're putting on a show. So even if I lose, but people remember like the sick move I did or this great crazy spot, then it's like okay, then it's worth it.
I guess I could understand that.
It is a strange thing because, like I said, you know you're going to lose going in, but you do certain things throughout the match where it's like, you know, it's not just like, okay, I'm going to go out there, get punched in the face, and that's it. No, there's going to be times where you're looking good, you're getting your stuff in, and crowd's going crazy.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like, obviously, when we were doing it, it was kind of after practicing for so long and tweaking a couple things here and there, a couple spots, and seeing everything that we were talking about actually kind of worked for the most part, I'd say. You know, just a couple,
like a shin to the face?
Shin to the face.
Billy's broken nose?
Yeah, or Billy's bloody nose, or what was it? Or Billy and I's almost demise from the falling off the top of the ladder, almost not making it to the mat and almost hitting the cement floor. That would have been bad.
Yes.
So, but we laid it all on the line.
We did.
Could we do that now?
No.
No. 9 years ago was a long time. We were in our 20s still 9 years ago.
Yeah.
Which is really scary. So 29-year-old us's would be, we were 29? Yeah.
Well,
Wow.
Well, in August, yeah.
You were 28.
You were, yeah.
You were 28. So you were young.
Billy was like 22.
Carlo was like 12. Something like that.
He was a camper.
He was a camper at the time. Just let the camper come in and wrestle.
Yeah.
But you know what? He was very surprisingly, like, he sold really well. And I remember when we were practicing, he was like making these loud noises, like in so much pain. And I remember I'd be like, "Are you okay?" He's like, no, I'm good, man. Good. Yeah, doesn't hurt at all. I'm good. It was awesome. I think that was the most fun. I think just us doing that and coming up with all these spots and trying to remember all these stuff. But it's funny, like when you do it, do you have a majority of it planned out, or do you guys kind of
no?
And then,
it is.
or do you do some like you talk about stuff in the ring while you're in the match, like obviously the high spots, that the highlighted ones that you want to do, you talk beforehand, but like stuff during it, you talk to each other.
It's a lot of it. So like depending on the other person you're going against, they might be like, "Hey, we're gonna do this part in the beginning, and then I'm just gonna call it out there."
Okay.
And you don't really know what to expect, and it's kind of like if you're sitting there kind of like with your head out like this, then he's gonna punch you in the head. If you're laying down, your legs are up, he's gonna twist your leg. So it's kind of like just being able to work with what your opponent is doing or giving him something to use is a big part. So, he might say, "Hey, I'm going to give you a body slam, and then we'll go from there." Okay. So the body slam, he'll pin me, I kick out, and then we go to something else. And it's just really being open and allowing someone to kind of maneuver you wherever they want.
It's obviously it's a lot easier when you're doing it one-on-one, like two people, like obviously, but like when you get to a Royal Rumble situation or like a Battle Royal or six-man tag, or in our case was fatal four-way of ladder match, like at that point we weren't very experienced with any of that stuff. We were just basing everything we were doing in the match we learned watching wrestling. And that's it. Like any other fan or wrestling fan out there would, they just toy around, or like when they're kids they just want to mimic their favorite wrestler or something like that. But like you look back, do you think we could have like pulled off any of that, like talking to each other, or like in a ring's different. When we're like exposed like that, just a match a little bit different, I guess. But I don't know. Calling spots.
They were like, "What are you gonna do? Wait, say it again. You gonna what?" He said he's gonna. Oh, you gonna body slam? Okay, go for it. Yeah, I think just because, like, we don't, like I said, we were very inexperienced. We don't know a lot of it. We don't know how to just get into certain positions and moves. Right. So to not call it out there, I think would have been really bad. Because even like when I first started, my question was like, okay, if you call something to me and you say 2 punches, am I giving you the punches or are you giving me the punches?
Right.
And the one guy was like, it's kind of like if you're up, if you're basically winning, you're going to hit me with 2 punches. Or, you say like something else, but like, you kind of have to make it clear. Some things are, if I send you into the ropes and say drop kick, I'm giving you the drop kick because you're not going to come off the ropes, fly at me with a drop kick. So some things are just like, you just kind of know.
I feel like, did we forget? Were there any points in the match where we forgot what to do?
I don't think so.
I think we were pretty spot on.
Yeah. Oh, we were good.
I probably would never do that again.
No, it was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think now we're just more, both of us, a little bit more
smarter.
I wouldn't say that either.
Sorry.
More, I wouldn't say wiser either. I'm trying to think of the word.
Experienced enough to know we shouldn't do it.
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah, probably not. You doing it now still just blows my mind. That like I could never get in there and try and learn how to fall and do any of that stuff. I'd rather just watch it from the confines of the 4th row and watch you do that. But yeah, I wouldn't. Oh, God. It was cool then, but watching it now, like if I look back and I watch it again,
you're like, oh boy,
like, dude. If I can go back and talk to my 29-year-old self, like, don't do this.
Don't do this, yes.
You're going to get hurt again doing anything you do, but whatever. Just funny.
No, it was. It was definitely fun. It was crazy. But I feel too, like, we had everyone there going very crazy and being very loud like the whole time.
No, that was cool. It's like cool. It's like that. It's like a whole separate feeling. Like when you're racing and you're on the track and people cheering.
Totally different.
But then you're sitting there wrestling and you have people cheering, like that type of thing. Like it's just, you're right. It's just like I'm basing this off of us going to camp and putting on wrestling match. You're doing it professionally in a ring, like in front of other people, like actual fans and everybody like that. Like I guess it's just a much different adrenaline rush when it comes down to that stuff.
It is, but that's the main reason why people do it, I feel. That's like, okay, it's not winning or losing. It's just like, hey, how loud can the crowd get? How crazy can I make them when I do this move or when I do this? Hey, what if instead of running to the corner, I run around the whole ring first, then go to the corner? That'll get them even crazier. And it's like you try to almost like one-up yourself on what you did before or the match before. Just so they leave and they're like, hey, that coach guy was pretty crazy. I like him a lot. Do something that stands out.
Yeah. I mean, again, if my body would be able to take it now, I would maybe think about it. I think when I was at your match, I think I asked you when I was at your last match, some person was like advertising, like learning how to wrestle.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You said it was like a book?
It was, yeah. So my last match was July. The one before that was like March of last year.
Right.
The guy I wrestled, he wrote a book about, becoming a pro wrestler. So, fun fact, do you remember the Cruiserweight Championship? It was like a couple of summers ago.
Yeah.
He was an alternate for them. So, like, he was kind of like with WWE doing a lot of different things. Or, like next to be called kind of if anything happened.
Right.
So, he got, like, some exposure there, which is pretty cool. And he's been able to do, like, a lot just from there.
What was his name?
So, like, real name or wrestling name?
Wrestling name.
So he goes by either Kyler Khan, and before that he was Kai Katana.
Okay.
And he was just there as Ian Bello selling his book.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, what name?
Because I wasn't sure. I thought it was like someone advertising from your wrestling school saying, "Hey, you want to become a wrestler? Come do this."
That was, I think, more just like his book signing. And his table's right next to mine. Just happened to be that way.
Yeah, well, yours had a lot more people.
Well, yeah.
You had a lot more cool stuff.
Everybody wants a whistle.
I don't have a whistle.
You don't?
No.
Really? I'll get you one.
Okay. You know a guy?
Yeah, my dad.
We all know that guy.
My dad will fly up here in his private helicopter. He'll whittle you a whistle out of plastic.
By the way, do you ever tell your dad that you're doing this?
Doing this?
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably did.
You should call him right now.
Right now.
Live.
Put him on speakerphone, live.
Get him on the phone.
That'll get the views up.
Can you really call him?
It's 9:05. He's probably asleep. Listen, he's down in Florida. It's tough down there,
Yeah, I know. Different times. It's a different time change
It
there,
is.
right?
Yeah. Different climate change by far.
Oh boy. Wow, that really set us up. Thanks, Robbie.
Yes.
You and Tyler, since you're the only two watching this right now.
5.
Oh, 5. I wonder who those people are. You know, if you're watching, maybe ask us a question.
Yeah.
Maybe nothing too personal.
Or just say hi even. So
just give us a wave or something.
A wave.
Or someone, maybe someone texts us or something. Maybe the Godfather's going to text you.
And say, hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
He'll call it in.
But all right, well, that was a lot more wrestling talk than last time.
Yes,
so
it was good.
Yeah, all right.
We got the headlocks out of the way.
Now we get the handoffs.
Yes.
And the handoffs, we're going to talk about a little handoff problem that was going on in the Olympics. So let's transition back into running.
Yes,
because
that's the handoff.
So I was going to say because of the Olympics, but yeah.
Of course. So in the words of Carl Lewis, and I'm going to read his tweet, the USA sucks at the track and field Olympic Games. And that's basically what he said.
I was going to say, is that an exact quote?
That's pretty close.
Yeah, it was pretty. I have to say, like, watching some of the track in the last week or so has been, like, you have all the hype of all these U.S. guys, and it's just not. It has not been going very well for them, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, watching that men's 4x1, like they just got crushed. But they're right. Like it looked like all 4 guys didn't look like they were comfortable with any leg they were running, regardless of whatever they were doing. And then when I got to that second exchange, it was just you to grab a guy's elbow. It looked like he grabbed the guy's elbow to make sure he put the baton in the hand.
Yeah.
It's already big red flag.
Yep.
But I think, like Carl Lewis said, again, you paraphrased the tweet, but you look at it and it was very disappointing because it looked like that coaches didn't know what they were doing. Looked like every person each leg didn't, like I said, didn't look comfortable in any part of where they were running. That the legs probably should have been switched up. Again, I'm not the coach at the Olympics, obviously, so I don't know what the deal was behind choosing those guys to run certain legs.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, is this guy better on the turns? Do you want your first leg to run a little longer than the second leg? It's
That was the picture.
Guy almost looks like he's about to choke him.
Yeah. So the picture I brought up, one guy had the baton in his hand very close to his body. The guy that's going to receive it is literally up this high. He's almost like in his neck, in his throat.
But it's almost like, do that again real quick. Don't actually choke him. So it's almost like if we saw the picture, so the picture's like that, and it's almost like he grabbed his arm to make sure they put the baton in his hand, and it looked just horrible. And then actually it looked like they were coming back a little bit, but it didn't matter. Like when you screw up in a relay like that, especially one that's that fast, and you have to be on your game no matter what. Like there's no mistakes, very very small margin of error there. You're out. Like that's it. And it's kind of disappointing because these guys, I think who's anchoring the intern Tyler, who anchored the men's 4x1. I'm talking to Tyler like he's Alexa. No, Tyler, right?
Don't
Going to watch Suicide Squad now. Enjoy the rest of your pod. No, where are you going? First. You have to answer your intern. Unbelievable. By the way, Tyler, tell me how that movie is.
So I will say that I think on a relay, it might be a little bit tricky because it's one coach trying to organize with these 4 different people that are doing their own training regimen and all that. But if you know you're on a relay, I almost feel like it should just be 4 different people that, let's say, was like 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th,
right,
or something like that. So it's no one that's actually running in the open 100. That way, they're only there is to focus on the relay and they actually make sure it goes well. They're able to hand off a baton and do it quickly, not just like in a disgraceful way, which kind of how it was.
See if I can. That's heat 2. That's not what I wanted, but.
And it's either.
I just wanted an order. I don't know if you found an order or not.
Not yet.
I think.
I don't have the order. I do have the first 4 though.
Like the 4 guys in a relay, or
not the last 4, but the first 4.
So it's Ronnie Baker who tried to grab the baton from.
I think that was pretty long.
From Fred Curley.
Yeah, that was the order. Okay.
So Fred Curley was the guy who ran the 4, who was much better. Everyone thought he was a much better 400 runner, and he's the one that came down to the 100. Everyone was like, "Why is this guy doing that?" And he ended up, I think he was silver.
Mm-hmm.
Silver in the 100 or whatever, I think it was. Like, obviously, shutting all the critics up.
Intern Tyler.
Yeah, I know. If intern Tyler would just not go see Suicide Squad for just a couple minutes. But yeah, that just was a horrible exchange. But again, like, when it comes to stuff like that, who do you put in certain spots? Who do you anchor? Like, obviously, what's his name? Who anchored for the...
I'm thinking it was Craven Gillespie.
No, he was in.
So then Trayvon Rommel.
Yes, I think he anchored.
Okay.
You have guys that you have to know who can run the turns well. Like, you have someone like Noah Lyles, right? For example, Noah Lyles is obviously way more known for his 200s,
mm-hmm.
and for him to be who he is, to run the turns well as he does, would that be a good candidate for someone to, either start, even though when you're starting, you're realistically probably running a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
and the second leg's running slightly shorter, it seems like, who would be better running shorter? Who has that more top end speed that can't hold it as much? Who are those guys that can hold it maybe a little longer? So those 400 guys, or those 200 guys could probably run up that top end speed a little longer because they're used to doing something like that. But you have an anchor leg who, I think he ran the 100 but didn't make the final of the 100 when it came down to it. But I don't know. Again, I think it comes down to coaching. It's a lack, like I think Carlos said, it was a lack of leadership. Who's in charge here? This is what we need to do. Was there any discussion between anybody?
Mm-hmm.
It's like when if we have kids make like the intersectional relay at states, they don't ever compete with each other. They're not teammates. That for that moment they are, but everyone has to get on the same page with a very short amount of time. So I get it, but you have a lot longer period of time to figure out what you need to do here.
Yes.
What works?
And I think for such a short event like the 100-meter dash, you need to really make sure everything is nearly perfect. If you're doing a distance race, for a handoff, it's not as important, but this is half a second. A second makes a huge difference. And I think almost going back to what we were saying before in wrestling, some of these guys might have so much of a big ego that they say, like, no, they need to anchor. Well, they need to be this leg. And then because they weren't, maybe they didn't put everything out there. Who knows? But I think, like you said, too, if the coach said this is the order, they didn't like it or agree with it, they didn't feel confident with that. I've had really orders that I don't think was very good, but the kids all liked it.
Right.
And a lot of it, you're going to run fast if you feel confident, feel fast. So I let them do it.
I think I've learned a lot the last couple of years of learning more of like that sprint relay of how putting certain people certain spots and learning what works, what doesn't work, obviously. But like obviously in distance events, like you're running a 4x8, it's just a matter of, who's your slower, like who's your faster, like who's your, who's the fighter, like who's like that stuff seems a little bit easier to figure out, obviously, because we're just so used to stuff like that. But like when you come down to like that 4x4, and you come down to that 4x1 or 4x2, whatever it is, it just takes a lot more thought to put into something like that, because you're not looking at like a 800-meter girls or guys that are running like, this one runs 220, but this one runs 230. Like it's such a wide gap. Like, but you're looking at maybe like tenths of a difference here, but which makes a big deal into something like this.
Oh
right?
Yeah, completely.
If that didn't happen in the relay, would the U.S. have made it to the next round? Possible,
maybe.
But it just looked like it looked like a team that had no idea what was going on, and that's what I mean. There was just you have the hype, and just for some reason, this whole week has just been a rough patch for the U.S., especially in track. It's been very rough. I think we'll talk about we'll talk about 1500, men's 1500.
15.
That's the bread and butter of what you and I love watching. The 1500-meter race is just like it's so short, but it's so exciting. And watching it this morning, it seemed like you just watch it and it just goes by so quickly. It's just so weird, But these guys, we watched when we were watching the Olympics when they were in Rio. 1500-meter final was super slow.
Yes.
Like really slow. I mean, I don't know what the conversion is.
To the mile?
To the miles, like a 4:10 mile maybe.
Was it that slow?
They were running like 3:53 or whatever it was, or wasn't anything like. It wasn't anything. Yeah, look at let Layla look that up.
All right, I gotta send her a quick email. I remember it was slow, but I didn't remember exactly.
It was how dirt slow. And then I'll even tell you what the splits were today from what I saw. Gold. 350.
350.
Okay, so it's probably like a 408 mile.
Yeah.
Which is still like.
But 408 is like now elite high school. Yeah. College guys in the mile indoors, you have to run on like 359, 358 just to get to NCs. And now you're winning in that kind of equivalent. But again, that worked into the advantage of Matt Centrich from last year. And then we think we had this discussion last time about was it a good idea for Matt Centrich to try and break an American record right before he would go and race the Olympic 1500
I think only knowing that he knew in the first round he didn't have to run that fast, but then I don't think he expected what happened today.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think it's silly. You can't base. Oh, I won't have to go hard in the first round. You don't know that. There's gonna be plenty of other guys out there that are going to want to push the pace. Some want to sit and kick. Some will say, no, I'm gonna make an honest race. So if I don't get into the next heat, it's because I don't run fast enough.
I think because there's just so much more substantial. Like there's so much more depth in this
Yes.
race this year. Like crazy depth in this race this year.
Like Olympic record depth.
Like Olympic record. Depth.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
So what happened with that Olympic record?
So we'll get into that one. So watching, there were 2 heats today, and Cole Hocker, the Oregon kid who ran in the collegiate, his PR today, which is kind of scary because you're running a PR in the semis. I mean, it's almost like you shoot yourself in the foot for the final.
Yeah.
Like that you're going all out. You're not. It's really tough, and it's not. Yeah, I think it's 5 qualifiers and then the 2 time qualifiers. It's our statistician.
So Layla, our statistician, just got here.
Oh, hello.
She's saying yes, Anthony.
No.
You're correct.
Was I right? Okay. All right, Layla. I need. Oh my God.
She's a boxer.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. Oh.
Sneeze.
Ah.
Oh, you got me.
Oh, you just spit my face again. Stop doing that. Okay.
We're live, brother.
We need you to do something for us. I need you to check some numbers for us.
Listen.
Can you do that? Check some. Check some numbers.
This is what happens on live TV, friends.
All right. Ready?
Hurry.
Go. Okay. Good.
All right.
Good statistician. All right. Anyway, so collegiate kid runs the fastest that a collegiate runner's ever run in the Olympics in 1500, which is great, awesome. But you have guys now trying to be the top 5 in each of the heats, so you need that automatic. So if the race is going to go hard, then you have no choice. Like that's it. Like I think that the time of running really slow to make it into certain events now, especially in this, is a lot different now. Like you said, with depth, I think he ran 3:33. But I know the second heat went faster, obviously. But the guy from Great Britain, Whiteman, won in 3:33, which I think was a season best for him. And then Hocker 3:33.87, which was kind of cool in a sense. Chariot, who's the other another favorite to win. Who's the other? Those are the automatic qualifiers.
Nick Willis down there.
Nick Willis, 9th. But you know what? Nick Willis ran a season best. And being he's our age, I think, 39, 38.
He's up there.
But like he's now still running well.
Is that like his 3rd or 4th Olympics?
This is his.
Even more?
This is his. No, he's got more than that. It's just Layla, we need your help again.
It's crazy.
You notice how I say her name, but I say it low because
she's gonna come running.
She's gonna come attack us again.
Yes. I feel like he's been such a. Oh, he's born April, same year as us.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to say it's his 4th Olympics.
According to this, he medaled 2008 and 2016.
Right. So he had to be in London. So 8, London.
Yeah.
16.
He's a flag bearer in 2012.
So this was probably his 4th Olympics.
So he was the oldest runner in 2012 to make the final of the 1500.
Right.
He was 9th. Okay.
But it's just crazy that he's still running as well.
What did he run today or yesterday?
He ran 3:35.41, which again is his fastest this season.
He ran 3:36 that year.
But I saw an interview. He was on, I think it was his Instagram. He was saying that how much he's like the young kids are way faster nowadays, so it's very hard to keep up. But
yeah,
he's like I find it amazing that I'm still running season best, but still so far back behind. But he's always been like a humble guy.
Yeah,
he's always been a fan favorite for everybody, and everyone writes him off because he's getting older. As you know, running careers go. That's if you're at that age still now, like usually your career is like kind of kaput. But he's still running very well. But I mean, 3:35, 10th place was 35 as well. And then the Polish guy. So I don't know if you didn't see that. He lost his shoe in the race.
Oh no.
Oh no, he didn't. I'm sorry. He pulled out. I'm talking to this. That was the next race. So the guy from Poland, the two guys that didn't finish, they both got hurt in the middle of the race. But going into the second heat, which was the fastest of the day, because that heat was stacked with guys that were going to run really fast when the time comes. I remember, I think I watched this morning, and they went out in like 56 seconds. So I'm like, all right, they're already going out pretty hard.
Yeah.
And I think it's the Australian guy. What's his name? Oh no!
Too much.
Oh no! Here we go. Wait.
We got it. It's coming back.
It's coming up. There we go. McSween, who's also had a really good year. So I think he's run 3:29 this season. I think him and both Ingebrigtsen both ran that in Italy at one of the Diamond Leagues. But
makes sense.
They went 56, but then the second lap they went like 60 or 61. They slowed it down, and then really started the race the last lap and a half.
Everyone's excited.
It was like, but like you had to so you have Kip Singh, who had like you said the Olympic record 3:31. So, but he's run faster. Jacob Ingebrigtsen was second 3:32, but he shut it down like the last 10 or 15 meters. And he walked across. It was funny. He walked across the line, spit on the ground, took a deep breath, and walked away. While everyone else was like leaning over and like, I'm like, that's great.
Impressive, yeah.
Like that guy still ran 32 and was like, I was still more in the tank.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, Josh Kerr, the Brooks Beast guy, Great Britain was third. Like I said, Spain fourth. Australia, McSween 5, and then Hayward, the other British, was 6th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So, and then the other guys in the race that were running fastest, the guys that were on the outside of the automatic in that race already made it. But what did I say?
You called it.
But Matt Sensuitz did not make it out of the round. I did not call that. I didn't think he would. I thought he would make the final.
Yeah.
But he did not look very good. But again, I don't. If you didn't see it, right? You said, or
I did not see that one. No,
you know about it.
Yeah,
he just shut it down. Like it didn't look like he was trying at the end. It was so bizarre to say. But again, was that because he tried to race a fast mile before you went to Tokyo? Like I
think that's what people will say, and he might have a different reason for it. But I think it still kind of goes back to that. Like you didn't have to race that. It wasn't really worth it. Or, like I said, a lot could have happened in between then, but it just seems like you didn't need to do the race. Just me. I will say in one of, I think it was the women's 1500.
Right.
They get to the bell lap. The woman fell down, got tripped up, kicked in like I think it's like 45 seconds for the last 300.
Stefan Hassan.
Yes.
Yes. She fell, and then just.
Yes. I love seeing that, though.
She won the 5K, too.
She's the beast.
It's like, and she's supposed to run the 10K.
Nice.
It's like.
Okay. Do you know, many, many years ago, who did that triple in one, but it was the marathon 10K, 5K?
Rupp did that. No, he didn't win the marathon.
This guy won all 3.
Oh, in the Olympics.
Yeah, in the Olympics.
Okay, in the Olympics.
I'm going to give you a clue.
Ran the marathon, too?
Yeah. It was like 1912.
Oh. Wasn't even born then.
No?
I think Layla was, though. Layla, what do you think?
That.
No? Well, you're looking that up.
Yep. It's Emil Zatopek.
Oh, I was going to say that.
I know, that was the next thing. Well, I'm sorry. Hold on. No, I apologize. It was not 1912. I'm thinking of someone else. That was 1952. So when we were like 8. So it says he won gold in 5K, 10K, but his final medal, he decided at the last minute to compete in the first marathon of his life. So I guess back then, there weren't trials. They're just like, oh, anyone want to do the marathon? Okay, yeah, jump in.
This is like a track meet?
Yeah, basically.
Hey, anyone want to run the 3,000? You just get a couple points or something?
Now Clark in 3K.
Yeah.
3K is only 5 other runners.
You only had 2 events, right? Get over here. I just need you to jog this real quick.
Yeah.
Get a couple points.
Just complete the laps. That's it. Yeah, I thought it was actually much earlier.
That's crazy. Did it say what his times were from all 3? That would be a little. I would love to.
So I was guess the times.
Guess the time. So this was what year again?
So 1952.
52. Well, no one's ever broke 4 at that point ever running. So I don't think the mile times were that fast then. World record mile at that point was probably like a 4:10 mile, I would think. The guys are probably not running that quick since. So I would say. I'm going to say like 14:12.
Okay. I saw he was the first runner to break 28 in the 10K. I'm not seeing exact times over here though. But it says at the 46 European Championship, he was 5th, running 14:25. So, okay, his PRs. 5K, 13:57.
Okay.
10K, 28:54, and marathon, 2 hours and 23 minutes 4 seconds. So let's even say if that was all
back then. That's probably like
that's like an Olympic gold medal.
Well, yeah,
worthy.
But like you look at those times now, that wouldn't even ballpark you in anything.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing.
Crazy.
Now again, you lapped in the 10K.
Yeah.
That could possibly you would lose by like 250 meters in the 5K. And marathon, you just, forget.
They wouldn't even have any water left.
Yeah, half an hour behind.
When you finished at the Olympic Stadium.
What's Layla looking up now?
I want to see, because I feel like 1912, someone had a triple, but winning like 5K, 10K, something else.
Well, because who?
But no, that was one in Sweden, which was really cool, at Stockholm.
Okay.
Because when I went there, hold on, 1912. No, I'm getting confused. I was in Stockholm a couple years ago. Yeah. In Stockholm, yeah. And I got to go to that stadium, which was awesome to see.
I think I remember you telling me something like that.
Jim Thorpe was at this one, maybe.
Being very jealous about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was making noises. I know there's a lot of different like historical reasons for this at these games.
Right.
I think I remember seeing was the last one to actually issue like real gold as their medals. Japan was making their debut. Yeah, a few different things there.
When Mo Farah won the 10K and the 5K in the same Olympics?
I think so.
Right?
And Rupp was second to him?
Rupp was second in the 5K. And then Rupp went and ran the marathon. I don't even remember what place he was there.
Did he medal?
I don't know. I'm not too sure. Galen Rupp of net worth. I'll look that one up another time.
Yes. So Jim Thorpe was there. He won the pentathlon and the newly created decathlon. Now here's the cool part. I hope it says it. They were not the same races, the same events. So, no, it was something different. Because I feel like wrestling was the decathlon, was part of it. It wasn't our 10 events that we think of now.
He was wrestling?
It's something like that, yeah.
Oh, by the way, I have it here. So, Rupp was in 2000 in Beijing. He was 13th in the 10K. It was really hard to believe. Yeah. 2012 in London, he won silver in the 10K, 7th in the 5K. And then in Rio, he was 5th in the 10K, but he was bronze medalist in the marathon. So he did medal in the marathon then.
Okay.
But that was with him. He made it that year.
Is that Meb?
Meb made it. And
kind of could see it. I feel like it was I forget who it was now.
It wasn't Jared Ward, was it? Guy from Saucony?
I feel like it was someone just much different than like the third person was kind of like an unknown. So going back to Mr. Thorpe, in 1912, the pentathlon was long jump, javelin, 200, discus, and 1500. The decathlon, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, I think it was only him and Med, by the way.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know. Okay, so I'm finding out even more. So Thorpe did the decathlon and the pentathlon, and he also did the long jump and high jump. So he basically did like 4 different events, including the pent and the decathlon.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Imagine doing that now.
No, not at all. But I don't see where. I'm not seeing the events for it. But I thought it was just very. I know it said it was one of the first times that they were doing the decathlon,
Right.
so the events were very different. But his point,
Sounds very different.
yeah, his point total said it stood for like 2 decades almost. Yeah.
So Kipchoge won that year. He's racing to wrestling. He's not wrestling.
No.
Jared Ward, I was right. Oh,
Look
he was
at you.
6th in the Olympics that year.
Really?
Yep. You're welcome.
We don't need Tyler.
Which is crazy.
Boom.
I didn't think he actually ran. Not that they were crazy fast times, but I didn't think he finished that high. That's good for him.
Mm-hmm.
Meb was
Yeah, he was kind of up the back, right?
yeah. I think is that the race he fell and started doing push-ups at the finish line.
Did he?
I want to say I saw that. Meb was 33rd.
Okay.
2:16:46. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Love the show. You got a fan for life. Thanks, Robbie. We're up to 2.
Oh. Well.
Harper 222. First time watchers. Subbed.
Subscribe. You don't get like.
No, I don't know the lingo.
It's okay.
You the man.
Yes.
Thank you, Harper.
So 1912 did the 100 long jump, shot put,
Right.
high jump, 400, discus,
Got it.
hurdles,
Mm-hmm.
pole vault,
Got it.
javelin,
Mm-hmm.
1500.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same exact way it was now.
Okay.
I thought I read something a while ago.
I'm like, that sounds oddly familiar.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's pretty crazy though. So Thorpe won it,
Right.
and then 2nd, 3rd, and 4th were all people from Sweden. Like that's pretty crazy.
What year was that?
1912.
Just like yesterday.
Yeah. I always think the decathlon is really cool.
It was pretty. It's always been cool to watch. And again, we were again spoiled and referring back to going to trials and watching a world record being like smashed in front of our eyes. Actually, it's funny. I think the Olympic record was broken at this Olympics for the
Really?
But
Is it?
Let me say.
Did it already go?
It was this morning. I think was the last of it, or last night, or
Okay.
2021 Olympics. The decathlon. There we go. Yeah, Damian Warner, Canada, won gold,
Oh.
surpassing 9,000 points, which is ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Olympic record. So I don't remember what Ashton Eaton's total points were for the world record. But like, you have a guy now that's like almost not, I wouldn't say up to his level, but I'm sure he's there.
He's got more points.
By the way, I watched the 800 meters of the girls heptathlon, and the winner, I think, who was I don't know if she won. I think she won overall. She ran like a 2:09.
Really?
Which I'm like, I didn't think it was going to be that fast.
That is pretty fast.
You know, that's like, obviously, I think out of all the events, the cathletes and heptathletes just absolutely hate the long distance part. Any of it.
Because it's the longest one. Everything else is 10, 12 seconds almost for most of it. So, well, since you finished, Harper has a question.
Oh, is that? Oh,
yeah, no, it's Harper.
For some reason, I saw your name, but for some reason, I thought of your brother. I don't know why. I'm like, is your brother on here?
No,
Isn't it like next Tuesday in Dubai?
In Dubai, yeah. I think they're in September right now.
Sorry.
That's all right. I don't want to, keep Harper waiting. Like, I didn't see it. He's a new fan, so.
All right. I like new blood.
Yes. So go ahead.
Oh, you want me to answer?
Yeah. It's
all right.
You get to go.
So we started this whole thing because I wanted to, or I came to you and asked you if you wanted to do this with me because I feel like I couldn't do this with anybody else. You were obviously the perfect choice for doing this because obviously love for wrestling, love for running. Like we've both been around it for so long. Like it just works this way. So, and obviously I'm sure the couple people that view us see, like, obviously we know our stuff. I would say we know our stuff pretty well. And it's always nice to share with a lot of people and just kind of give them their, get our take on things, and maybe they'll learn something, or we might learn something from doing what we're doing or researching stuff that we do. But, I enjoy talking about it. We always talk about it. So we figure, why not put it in front of a camera and see what happens?
Basically, yeah.
Obviously, this is not, like I said, it's not a high-end podcast here, but I also thought that,
these microphones are high-end.
That's true. And that going into that, talking about that, like, if you were kind enough and like able to provide us with this, which was a pretty cool gift, which is, in itself was just an awesome thing for you to do for me. So I really appreciate that all. And for you to come out and do this and agree to do this with me is awesome. Is awesome because, again, just because it's only a couple people watching, like I just enjoy doing this, and it's something I look forward to a lot. It's just, kind of shooting the shit, so to speak.
Sorry for anyone who's underage over there.
But yeah, it's always pretty cool to just do, and when it comes to wrestling and running, we almost like we never stop talking about it, and we never really run out of things. We're just constantly. I think we talk about it too much.
Yes. So Harper, to go on that also, so Anthony and I were both high school track coaches. We've coached for about 10 years or more now. So we've ran for many years before that. We do the coaching now. I'm currently doing professional wrestling as well. Anthony had a little stint with it, and then we're both big fans. So we both watched a lot, and we love the old school, like 80s, 90s WWF kind of wrestling. So that's what we grew up on. And as he said, we just kind of decided, or mainly him, decided just to put together a podcast and have some fun, talk about running and wrestling, and going from there.
Always trying something new every week, or it seems like trying to come up with different ideas of different things we could do. Always changing the scenery up.
Yes. Yeah.
Trying the live
thing. On the toes.
Trying to do the Royal Rumble live show,
yes.
Which was couldn't get more low budget than that.
No. That's all right.
Oh, Layla,
that's back. Yeah, that's fine.
Hopefully,
wave, you're on camera. That's fun. Everyone got to meet Layla. They were excited.
Where's Layla? Layla!
She's running around.
Come here. Oh, yeah. Oh.
And this is our amazing statistician.
Yeah,
this is Layla. She has all the most amazing things to read and look up and keep us in line. Because if we get out of line, we get a punch to the nose. And she throws a mean right hook. So it's so funny. Look, she's going to come up right now. That's how behind it is.
Yeah. At least I got to see myself petting a dog.
Yep.
Live.
Live.
In your kitchen.
In parts unknown.
In parts unknown. Off Bayshore Road.
Yes, which is very long. So, Harper, are you on Long Island? I wrestle in a place right now in St. James, basically once a month.
I love how you're talking. I know, but I love how you're talking into this thing, like he's on the other end, like you're gonna hear his voice.
Hello, Harper, are you there? All right.
Here's Chris's phone number.
I want you to leave that. Yeah, so Harper, it's once a month that I'm in St. James. It's called Victory Pro Wrestling.
Surprised you don't have your belt out here.
It's actually being fixed right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
What's wrong with it?
After the last show, the plates were coming off, and there was buttons like coming out of it. So I'm like, hey, can you kind of fix this?
So here's a question for you.
Yes.
So you know how like WWE does, like every time you win a title, like you do, like they get their little plate.
Oh,
Like
Jesus.
you think you could do something like that at maybe a place like South Shore Outdoor?
Huh.
Because remember, they do the belt, and you wanted to do that for the Cougar anniversary.
I know. 10 year, which
10 year.
it's at like 9, or would have been at 9, but 9 never happened. So
you're gonna have 9 this year, if you're allowed.
yeah, I think so. Jesus, something's wrong over here.
I think our producers
think there's a leak. There's a leak out there.
But anyway, do you think that you could put a plate of like a whistle or a mustache on?
That
Could
would
you
be really
customize it?
I might be able to.
That'd be awesome. We could do that on the next one. We can watch you put it on there. That'd be pretty sick.
That could be started.
Florida.
Yes. So Harper, awesome to have you from Florida. I guess my dad reached out.
I was gonna say.
You gotta go listen.
I thought is this your dad?
It might be him. Yeah.
Identify yourself.
So Harper, my dad is in Hollywood, Florida. Let us know where you're at. I was actually down in Florida a couple years ago wrestling. It was really funny. It was right next to Egypt Lake Lotto or Lake Leto, something like that.
I have no idea what that
Yeah.
is. In Florida?
Yeah,
Okay.
because when we went, Collins and I had a whole thing with it. Like, dude, we're going to Egypt. No, we're just going to Florida. No, it says Egypt. We're going to Egypt. It's like, no.
Honestly, to me, I think Florida is just 2 places: Orlando, Florida, and Miami. That's it. So
I think it's Orlando and Disney World.
Well,
There's 2 places. Yeah. Yeah. I guess.
I want to know. You know what's funny? I kind of want to know if any of these hashtags or any of these like how you search for something like this, like if that's how he found us. Could you tell us like how you managed to find this podcast? Or I have a feeling this could be someone we know and just put in a different name.
That's all right.
Which is fine.
My dad probably.
If this is your dad, we're gonna FaceTime your dad right now.
He's sleeping. It's 9:45.
Listen, it's 9:45. He's probably on his 4th cigar at this moment.
Yeah, 4th cigar and 3rd bottle of wine. Like it's way past 1 o'clock for him. You see how it is. That's it.
Well, we should get him on.
Jeez.
Just have him in the background.
Just a puff of smoke. That's it.
And
Just
just
like, hello.
open up the puff of smoke with his hand.
Still doing that? All right, I'll be here.
That's fine. Oh, here we go. I'm a photographer. I used to be based out of Miami and cover the shows all over. I haven't shot in Hollywood in maybe 5 or 6 years. Ooh, a photographer.
Very cool.
Interesting.
So Harper, can we do a promo shot here?
Yeah. Can you be our
Get a
exclusive
glamour?
photographer
Yes.
and maybe advertiser? Maybe we can get out to more than 2 people. But we do have 5 likes though.
Yeah, but
That's pretty good.
we're all the way down to Florida now. So this is.
Oh,
huge.
we're going everywhere. I was on Twitch watching my friend, and someone mentioned you guys in the chat. Wait, who's your friend? That's kind of cool.
I'm more curious. What was the comment they said?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I would like to know that.
Hey, there's these 2 guys doing a low budget.
I'm waiting for you guys got punked, and it's like I don't know your
My
brother
dad.
or your dad.
Yeah.
Wrestle Pro brings me
All right.
every now and then, so that might be doable.
Yeah.
You
So
imagine? We
so
do that?
Wrestle Pro. I was training at CAP at Creator Pro in New York in Hicksville. So the Wrestle Pro is like the brother sister school. A lot of the CAP guys go to Wrestle Pro. Some of the Wrestle Pro guys come to CAP. So that's probably kind of like a little, I don't know, a little like how it all kind of works.
Harper, you should be able to tell all your buddies still, and just if people talk about us, if this is like a legit thing.
All right,
just maybe spread the word a little bit more. So maybe more than 2 watchers.
The guy on Twitch, is he known as Philip Cardigan? I'm gonna throw a name out there because I know
Killer School.
Mr. Cardigan is always doing Twitch
I don't know
videos.
Who's that?
He was at the last show you saw. I think he's in the tag match. Phil
that?
Cardigan. He's got the drinks of coffee.
Oh, okay. Got it.
I'm waiting for it. Phil's a good dude. So
my friends and someone mentioned you guys. Yeah, I would like to know what they said.
And who's the other someone? There's a lot of people talking about us now.
So I know this podcast is low budget podcast where these guys are trying their absolute hardest to be famous, and it ain't working.
Well, maybe if Florida checks them out, then it's all good.
Well, hopefully we've reached down that far.
Now we gotta start going west.
Well, hopefully if Harper keeps listening and we have intern Tyler, we have Robbie on, and then maybe if a couple of our buddies that don't text us back maybe would answer and maybe want to join us one time, we'd be a little bit more famous. I can't remember who the person was who mentioned it. I was on Dastardly Danny's channel. She doesn't stream anything related to wrestling. I don't know who that is. You?
Yeah.
Who's that?
Dastardly. I can't say. Dastardly Danny. Sorry, I'm all messed up still. I don't know who that is by that name. I might have met her if she's a wrestler. Sounds like she is though. Yeah. But hey, we're getting a mention. We're getting a shout out.
All right. Reaching other states. We're up to two states.
Yes. That's all good. Thank you for letting us know, Harper.
Yeah. If you have any other questions, just put them in the chat, or again, it would really be cool if you mentioned a couple of, a couple more people that we do something like this. Just, stupid little things going back and forth. And
Harper, let me know how many times you go to WrestlePro. I was on one of their shows like maybe 2 years ago, where once again it was like that Team Cap versus Team WrestlePro. Like I think it's an 8-man match there.
Where's WrestlePro?
New Jersey. So it's like the Cap school for New Jersey.
Oh, okay. And you went okay.
I was there for a show. It was like an 8-man match. So like from the Cap guys, because we were going to New Jersey, we were the bad guys. They didn't like us.
Ooh.
But when New Jersey came to us, we beat them good.
As you should.
Yes.
That
was at Lynbrook, actually. I don't know if you were there for that one.
No, Elks Lodge?
No, Knights of Columbus, actually.
In Lynbrook. That's the Elks Lodge.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I was not there, but I do know it, obviously.
Wow.
What's this? No wrestler, but she's a supporter, so maybe that's why
nice.
she mentioned you guys on there. That's the last show. Okay.
Yeah.
Probably knows you more than me. You're a little bit more famous than I am, so
slightly.
It's like,
yes, that Harper, that Alaska show would have been really cool to get on. I know there was a very elite bunch going there, but I've never been to Alaska to begin with, so I think just to go there for a while would have been really, really cool. And then to wrestle there, wrestle in another state would have been awesome.
Can you imagine just doing that? If you ever go to Alaska, I'll go with you.
Okay. I'm just gonna talk to the wives. I don't know if they'll allow it. Okay. That's it. All right.
Cool. Wow, we really sidetracked this one back to wrestling. That's like the opposite of what we did last time.
I know.
I mean,
That's
9:51. I'm making this your call. We can end it now, or we can continue with some track. Totally up to you.
So how is Harper? If you have any other questions, you put in the chat. We'll go to 10 o'clock.
All right, we'll go 10 o'clock.
And we'll stop at 10.
Exactly at 10? I think we tried this last time.
Yeah, we'll start to wrap up around 10. So like 10:07 will be done. So
how often are you guys streaming? We started this second season now. We're starting to try to do it once a week. We did it on either like Wednesday or Thursday, depending on the schedule. Right now we're together because we are off all summer, but probably starting in September when we both start getting busy again between teaching and coaching, we'll probably go back to, maybe we'll start doing it separately on Zoom, back to like when we did it last time. I don't know, maybe once a couple weeks, maybe. I don't know, depending on the schedule. Probably once every 2 weeks, maybe, if we can get it in. Once a week when we start work again, it's going to be pretty hectic.
Yeah. And I think we're at like almost an hour and a half now. Maybe we're just going like half hour, 40 minutes during the school year if it's staying out once a week.
When did we ever do in a half hour, 40 minutes?
I know, that's what I'm saying. That's not going to work. So,
jeez. Yeah, I mean, we always, but this is what I mean. Like, we do this stuff because we don't stick to anything. We just kind of wing it most of the time. Like, we don't have any notes in front of us. As a matter of fact, we're just looking at each other in the computer, just seeing, obviously who's asking questions, and obviously it's been one person right now, but we have fun doing it. It's like we look at the time like, holy crap, we've been doing this for an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. It doesn't even feel like an hour and a half.
No, it goes by quick.
But we did spend a lot of time at wrestling this time.
Yes.
But I like this I like the interaction part. Like, I want to do that. If we could do a podcast of just this, of questions, of people asking questions, I would just do that. Because it's going to be related to whatever topic we're doing now. So, I mean, it's nice for someone, a fan of someone that lives so far, is, interested in this type of stuff.
And it's what the people want.
The people.
Yes.
How many people?
2. 3.
Man,
I know.
I'm gonna have to put on a text blast to people later.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing.
So how about this? Because I know we brought this up yesterday.
What's that?
I want to bring it back.
All right.
High jump.
We brought it up yesterday. Oh yeah, we did bring it up yesterday on our meeting.
At our
we had a conference call. We had a conference call yesterday where we were talking about this. But yes. Go ahead, you start, because I know this was something. And I stopped you from talking about it yesterday because I wanted to save it to now. Yes. So please, let loose.
So I think this might be a huge difference of opinion with many people, but men's high jump, I don't remember the other guy. I know one's Italian.
Qatar is the other
Qatar,
one.
okay. The Italian,
not to be fused with a guitar. It's Qatar. Country.
Oh, you say quick guitar.
Yeah.
And you strum the
guitar.
guitar.
Don't even, if you look at the camera, you don't even move your lips.
A little bit. Guitar. Okay. So the Italian and the guitar gentleman basically decided on
the Italian and the guitar.
Yeah, the guitar. Yeah. So the electric guitar and the Italiano over here, they basically decided to both get gold for high jump, and they were cool with it. And I know there's stuff all over like the internet and like, oh, that's amazing, that's great sportsmanship. I was kind of like, I don't know. I wasn't really a big fan of that. I just kind of feel like at that level, I would want to have a gold medal and know like I'm not sharing with anyone, and just know like I'm the absolute best. And I would rather take silver by going for it than sharing a gold medal. And I know that, like I said, that might seem really harsh to some people, but it might be even sound really greedy. But just knowing like, hey, you go home, you got exactly what you earned. And yes, I know they have the same height and to jump off with high jump, but just like, hey, I'm the gold medal winner, or hey, I have silver. This guy beat me. Third game, he was better than me. But I just felt like a tie it's like just okay. That's just me though.
I mean, you definitely are probably not the only one that thinks that, obviously. But
you do too?
I definitely don't.
Oh, okay.
I'll make that very clear. I do not agree with that.
I disagree.
I respectfully disagree with you.
Okay.
Only being is that like you never see a situation like this. I get it. Like you want to be able to be the best, and that's it. You don't want to really share it with too many people, or you in that situation. But like, if you go for it and you go and you get that silver medal, I personally, I don't think I would personally lose sleep knowing that I had the opportunity to actually have the gold, and because in my opinion, like my ego got in the way of like, no, I'm the best, and
yeah,
but at what cost? Like I rather have the gold. But in that situation, it's such a unique situation, especially in field events. And for those who don't know field events that well, like when it comes down to ties, especially in high jump or pole vault, in those situations, you come down to misses, and that's how you determine a winner. But in this case, they never missed. they made all their jumps in the first try, which is crazy unheard of. By the way, I watched this morning the Italian commentary of the high jump. It was incredible. Did I know what they were talking about? Absolutely not. But
he was using his hands?
No. Well,
Okay.
I mean, he probably was using a lot of his hands, like, But it was really cool to watch that because you can hear the excitement in the commentary in the Italians, and it was just so cool to see. But I liked it for what it was because you got to witness something so emotional like that. And I think we talked. It was one episode, whatever we were talking about last time about like emotional like events that we've witnessed that like kind of like touch you in like a very personal way, not in like a personal experience way, but just like as a coach or a fan of the sport, like you get to see two people who've worked their whole lives to get to the point of being the best in the absolute world at their event. And especially the Italian who was hurt previously and who brought his cast to, did you see that?
No.
So he has a cast that he used to wear. He was, I don't know, I think he missed the last Olympics because he got hurt and he did something in his ankle. I forgot what it was. He broke it or something. But on the cast, it said something like, it said Olympics 2021, or it said 2020, and then he crossed it out and he wrote 2021. But he brought the cast as a reminder that I'm gonna come back from this because the doctors originally told me he would never be able to jump as well as he did again. And then he showed up. They both had just so much fire burning through them during the competition that it was just so cool to watch. And then when it came down to that, and I watched both of these guys in the Diamond Leagues this season, they were both just awesome. Like it was just cool to watch that stuff. But when you come down to something like that and you have the choice, like, dude, we're both tired. We both we haven't been close to making this height. We could just keep going all day, or do we want to share it? I think that's a pretty cool sportsmanship move on the guy from Qatar saying that, because when the official came over to him, it was like, well, what do you want to do? It's like, well, can we have two goals?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, it's possible. It's like, I'm good. You good? Like there was no hesitation there. Like he didn't even think about it. Like stuff like that. You got guys like just thinking, like you said, like I want to be the best and I want to prove that to you. But I think in that situation, it's a little bit more unique. It's not a race. It's just a matter of, they both worked hard. They both didn't miss, and they were both. Here's the opportunity to both share be the top guys in the world and still enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
You did earn it. No one missed, and just watch the Italian guy drop to his knees and like cry. It was like
he almost banged his head on.
Oh yeah, he was like right on the rail.
Did you just?
Were you the one that brought it up and said that the guy from the 100-meter sprinter that won the 100 from the Italy too? They both him and after the 100-meter race, he turned and the high jumper was there, and they both gave each other a huge hug. It was like the coolest thing I ever saw. Like that guy won gold. 100 for Italy. Like no one ever counts Italy in anything.
I know,
especially in track. It's just so weird. And then even in high jump, and both guys ended up with gold. I don't know. I think that's cool. I get what you're saying, but I think that's just way cooler to watch because you don't see sportsmanship like that on any level for anything. Mm-hmm. I mean, if it came down to it, I mean, you wouldn't want to share. You just wouldn't want to share gold.
I don't know. You're
still the best. There's no one's disputing that.
I think, listen, I'm not in that position, but I feel like going back on the plane, it'd be like two of us have a gold medal. Like I'm kind of the best, but so is someone else. Like I'm a tied best in the world.
But would you rather just keep jumping, and if you guys just exhaust yourself and you can't jump anymore? I mean, you see these when you coach high jump. You want to be able to people pass at certain heights. Mm-hmm. You want to jump as least as possible because you start to get tired after a good amount of time. So like these guys are pros and they're jumping way higher than normal high jumper in any sort of stage. Like you're gonna get tired after a while. So what are they just gonna hit the pole for about 2 hours? Dude, you done?
Hey man, you done?
You dead, man?
Yeah.
Come on. You kissed my lucky egg.
I don't know. I know where you're going.
I see what you're saying.
I think I'm very stubborn with that. Yeah.
Hey, listen. Again, you're not the only one, and I've seen people say the same thing and agree with you. Mm-hmm. To me, I think it's just I don't think you're going to see something like that for a long time again. You know,
Agreed.
It's just different. Like obviously in any of the you look at the horizontal jumps, you're never going to see a tie there. It's so bizarre in a way, but you rarely ever see a tie there. You know, pole vault, same thing, but I mean, comes to misses if you don't have any, and you guys can't make that height. What else are you going to do? I guess in a way, do they both go? Would you feel better if they both kept jumping to the point where they had to share it? Would that make a difference, or are you just more hung up on the point that they didn't try and go further than that?
I think more like, I guess, to try and because I feel, okay, let's say you have 5 jumps each to see how many times you clear a height or whatever it was.
Right.
And if they're both even after that, it's like, okay, then you guys can kind of share it. But maybe it is like no one wanted to go for it, I guess. But I'm stubborn at times with that. I'll say it. It's all right.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think that, that's a cool subject to talk about because Olympic-wise, especially, that's something very special to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Very special to watch. And then, a guy from Italy who thought he wouldn't even make it back to the Olympics or didn't think he'd even be in medal contention is just, I don't know if you watched the last few jumps of theirs, but he got really close to missing, but he made it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just by mere margins, and you watch these guys get so pumped up. That's why I love watching high jump now. I love coaching it now, and I love watching it because it gives you just a weird sense. Like you watch kids on the track, and you get you're always invested in it, and you get you get that nervous feeling. When you coach high jump or especially high jump, it's like a whole different feeling. It's so weird, but no one cares. No one cares about it. And I tell you, what was that? Maybe 3 years ago, when I had my girl and the Planet Edge had their girl, and they were both having literally jumping off at the state qualifier. We were the only 2 coaches going crazy in the corner, while everyone else was watching the track and was looking over at us what's going on over there? And we're both yeah, just watching what was unfolding at that moment. And it was just so cool, and it was just such a weird feeling. And then watching it happen, it's just, I don't know. Coaching field and coaching on the track is and I just it's funny that I just learned it in the last couple of years, which is after 15 years just getting it now. It's just such a cool feeling to witness when you're doing stuff like that.
Just very different beast.
Oh yeah,
completely
entirely
different.
Just like we talked about, the crowd, wrestling crowds, and the track and or running a road race crowd, playing the World Series crowd, NBA Finals, Stanley Cup, all that cool stuff. It's just a whole different feeling that way in any way, shape, or form you look at it. I don't know. I saw the high jump and I took that straight to heart. I thought that was awesome. But we should take a poll next time. If we disagree on something, we should take a poll. I mean, we might end up with 50-50 because it's probably just going to be you and me voting on it.
Yeah.
Maybe Harper. Harper could be the odd man out and be like, all right, you decide.
You can't vote for yourself, so
right.
Go ahead.
And intern Tyler can't vote because he works for the show.
Yeah, exactly.
Layla can't because she doesn't have opposable thumbs.
That's gonna be tricky. We'll make it work though. But at 10:06.
Oh, that was pretty good.
That was good.
But we were still talking at 10:01. We weren't wrapping up at that time.
I know. That's why we'll finish at 10, wrap up by 10:07.
I wonder if Harper's still listening.
No, it's only says 2 people watching.
It just does too.
Yep, it is.
Wait, what happens if I refresh? Let's see.
It's one watching now because you're refreshing.
Is this
it's one watching.
Yeah.
So just this.
Oh, look, it says one also.
And now 2.
Was I
soon? No, not yet.
Not yet. Oh well, whatever.
Oh well.
Have fun.
Yes.
You have fun?
Yes, I did.
I always have fun.
Always a fun time. Thank you for those that tuned in live. Thank you for those that will be watching us. Because it's after it's published. I don't know.
It's live. It's gonna go right up.
So then there we go. It's up there. Yes, you are, Harper.
This is why we need to get the word out for us. Sometimes not even our own friends would watch the show.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I have a good feeling about Harper. I feel like he's gonna have a whole crew next time.
You know, Harper, you could join our inner circle if you like. Your inner circle only consists of about 4 or 5 of us.
I don't think we have enough to make it a circle.
Maybe not.
Right now, we just have a triangle, Harper. But a triangle is the strongest shape.
We'll put we'll put you in charge. I'm sorry, in charge. We'll put you in touch with intern Tyler. Intern Tyler will book you, and maybe we'll have you on. That'd be kind of cool to do. We can have you on. That'd be kind of cool if you want to be on here. You could always use more guests. Once again, because none of our friends like to listen to us. Someone's going to get a very wordy email sent to them.
Oh, to whom it may concern.
I hope this email finds you well.
I said, I hope this email finds
But
you.
I'm gonna
Well,
be
here we go.
slamming my keyboard just like this.
Yes.
Oh, I just did something.
You just messed it all up.
Oh well.
All right. Well, Harper, thank you again. We'll be seeing you next week. Feel free to tune in. We'll be 8:30, either Wednesday or Thursday night.
We'll put it on our Instagram. You know what we should start doing? We should start probably putting our Instagram handles on.
Yes.
Is that what you're doing right now?
Yep. Instagram. So Harper, I'm putting up mine right now. I hope I spelled it right on Instagram. Yeah. And then Anthony's putting up his, and we usually try to post something the day of to kind of get the word out. But next week we'll either go like, oh, you know what? Next week's gonna have to be on Thursday.
Yes.
Because Wednesday we're gonna be at that other thing.
Oh yes.
So Harper, Thursday, the 12th, we'll be back here 8:30.
And then I have mine. That's my Instagram handle.
Boom.
Boom. So awesome time. Another
Well
good
done.
one.
There we go.
95 minutes in.
Yep.
10:09. Past our bedtime.
Way past bedtime.
We didn't even have our energy drinks. It's still sitting in the fridge.
Too late now. Next time.
No, we got to start prepping for next week now.
Awesome.
You got it. I'll follow both of you guys in a sec.
Yes. Thank you, Harper. All right. We'll see you next week. Thank you once again, everyone.
Yes. Great time. We'll see you soon. I don't know how to stop this.
You're
We
gonna
have to go all. I'm
Go
going to
ahead.
get up
Go there.
again. You know what? I think next week you should get up next time. I get up a lot.
I just got to see how to do it. Next time we got to get like a clicker that just like
My leg fell
cuts it off
asleep.
right there.
Oh, good night, everybody.
Good night.